Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a look at the Build and Battle Kit set of Mega Evolution. Obviously this set is quite impactful when it came to cards that came to the game, one of which is on your left hand side, as we already know, Mr. Mega Lucario. Now, I must admit, out of all the promos, they all seem pretty decent, but I don't want the Inteleon. If I could get the Lunatone and have like a Solrock early attack and maybe pull an EX, that would be pretty nice, or a Mega, that would be pretty nice. But otherwise, I'm just kind of hoping for something consistent, so let's open it up and see what we get. I'm really hoping that we, of course, get something good. Obviously, as per usual, there will be... Oh no, it's the Inteleon. Oh no. But yeah, as per usual, there will be the timestamps in the description below. That with the deck list where we're going to be creating the deck list that we're going to use today, and then obviously the outro and obviously the rewards that we get. But it looks like I've cursed myself and got on the one that I didn't want. But, well, let's see what we can do with it. So we've got some Mantines for Call for Family, which is pretty good. We've got Snom and Frostmoth. That could be useful because of its attack doing sleep. A 3-2-3 Inteleon line with 2 candies. You know what? I don't think that's too bad. I think I might have given this little dude a little bit too much, shtick, so to speak. But anyway, 12 water. That's definitely going to go down in, that sort of thing. Surfing Beach is relevant for the Frostmoths mainly because it's a 2 retreat cost. So we'll keep those in the list. 1 Ultra Ball, 1 Brock Scouting, 2 Draytons, a Buddy Poffin, a Dusk Ball, Lacey, which should be pretty nice, especially if, our opponent takes a prize card, because we can draw 8. Lana's Aid, again, pretty good, if, we're using Water Shot a lot. I think this is pretty alright, so let's see what we get out of the packs. Obviously, we maybe want something that will work with our deck. We don't want to, just chuck in cards that, don't help. Risky Ruins might be good for Inteleon's attack. That's useless. That's useless. Not particularly useful. And a Mawile. Ooh. We actually get a usable Pokemon this time. Energy Switch, Shroodle, Toxicroak, Beware, Risky Ruins, Shedinja, Mega Signal. That's not bad. Heliolisk, Ultra Ball. That's nice to see. And a Gardevoir. I have seen a Curlier earlier on, which I didn't mention, so, we might be able to play just like, big bulky attackers. Okay, these ain't good so far. Premium Power Pro, that'd be nice if I had the Solrock. That's not particularly useful. The boss is, though. I will definitely take the boss's orders. And a Clawitzer. Okay, last pack. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's not useful, that's not useful, that's not useful, that's not useful, that's not useful. The Wise Compassion might be if we go to Mawile. Tinkerton, Shedinja, Yungoos, and Steelix. I mean, we do have usable EX, well, a usable EX in the form of the Mega Mawile, but it would be quite tricky to set it up. But anyway, we're not going to jump straight in as we usually do. We're going to go to the Decklist Creation and see what we can come up with. So I am actually tempted to play the Mega Mawile, it's just it will take a long time to set it up. But I can always use my other Pokemon as sacrifice, so to speak. I think I am actually going to play it. So we can cut down the waters. We should only need 7. And I think we play 4 metal. Because then we actually get to use an EX this time. It is a Mega, so we need to be very careful. Because obviously if we run into a fire deck that's been created using this build and battle set, we are going to have a really bad time. We don't have the Stuffle, unfortunately, otherwise I'd probably play this Beware, just because it's colourless energy. There's not really a lot going on, I'll be honest. Like, in terms of, like, extra backup attackers or anything like that. I mean, there's the Toxicroak for 1 energy, 1 fighting energy, a 1-1 line. I could definitely play that. So that is an option. Let me think. Do I want this Frostmoth line? I probably do, because it's a pretty solid line. It is a solid line to have as an attack option. Let's have a look at the train. In fact, no, I'll finish the Pokemon first, because I think that's the most important. is fighting type coverage probably going to matter? I don't think it will. There's not really anything in this set that like comes to mind. I mean, it's Kangaskhan, but other than that, and you know, we'd have to 3-shot a Kangaskhan, which that just feels kind of bad. So I think we're doing the right thing there and not playing that. Energy Switch could be pretty useful. Same with this extra Ultra Ball. I think that's something we'll want to play. We could play the Energy Switch as well, just to give us an extra out to, you know, getting a an earlier attack with Mawile, because obviously we will be hand attaching throughout the game. So I think that's pretty fair. Do we have any, like, Energy Search or any degree? No. We have got the boss, though. I do want the boss in, that's for sure. I'll cut a Drayton for that boss. We do want the boss. So we've got 2 cards over. I think with our Ball Search and, you know, being 40 cards and stuff, I think I'm going to cut a Mantine. So that should be okay. Do I go down to a 1/1 Frostmoth? But then I don't really have many attackers, is my worry. Because there's this Ice Cube, which could be useful, but that's not particularly helpful. We don't have the Clauncher, so that's not very helpful. I think, honestly, I go down to a 2/1 Frostmoth, because then I can accommodate for everything. Other than that, really, there's not a huge amount going on in terms of this. I think that's going to be our deck, because, you know, we've got the Surfing Beaches for Stadium Bumps. I did consider the Risky Ruins, but I don't think it's going to be the best choice with a 50 HP Snom as a potential starter. And like I said, we've got the Mawile in the list, so yeah, I think that's going to be our deck. We get to actually use a EX Pokemon. So let's see if we can do anything with it, because obviously there are a few Megas in this set, as we already know. But this is the first time we're actually going to get to use an EX in this series that we've been doing. So, will Mawile pull its weight? Because obviously we can just use Big Bite and, you know, do 260 consistently. Yes, we do want to go first, especially in pre-release format. But, honestly, I think we should be okay. Okay, we've got a Mully, as do they. Let's see. We do start a Snom. I think it's fine to start Snom. I'm not too worried. We're not playing a huge amount of Pokemon, so like Dusk Ball does have a little less value, but to be brutally honest with you, I'll take it, you know, it's better than nothing at the end of the day. Let's see what we're up against. A Mantine. Okay, that's fine. There's Drizzile, that's fine. We'll play the Dust Ball. We can grab the Mega now, so we definitely will. Do I want to go into the Drizzile? Does this have a good attack? 30 times for each heads. I'm going to bench the Mawile, attach Water, and pass. I mean, we might as well try and use the Mega that we've gotten. I mean, it'd be stupid not to. But still. I mean, you know, our start's not bad. It's just I would like, you know, to see something a bit more drastic. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing a Metal Energy this next turn. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing a Draw Supporter. I think they're reading Mawile. Obviously, the Gobble Down attack will not do 160 damage now. At least it shouldn't, because, you know, that's not how it works. But we can use Huge Bite, which is probably what I'm going to go for. But obviously, they can call for family. We have Brock Scouting, so we don't need Mantine right now. They're going to call for family. Let's see what they get. A Snom and a Sobble. That is fine. That is completely fine. There's a Drizzile. That's good. So Brock Scouting. I'm going to grab myself. I think I just grab Inteleon. Here. I could go into Mantine, actually, but I think that's a risk. So I'm just going to grab the Inteleon. I'm going to attach, and I'm going to pass. Because now I can threaten Inteleon's bring down attack and start knocking out his Pokemon. So I'm happy to do that. There's Lacey. At least he's seeing draw supporters. I'm not. There's a second attachment to the Mantine. Is he attacking with Mantine here? That feels kind of bad, not gonna lie. And yeah, he's gonna Waterfall for 50. I don't agree with that play myself, but hey ho, it's your deck, my friend, not mine. Well, there's another Snom. That's fine. So, I think we just bring down on the Frostmoth, but then again, he can do the same to me with Inteleon. So, I'm going to bring down, target the Drizzile. Wait, I can't do that? Huh? Has the least HP remain? Oh, it's a different effect than what I thought. I thought it was just target a Pokemon with less HP than this. So, that's unfortunate, but fingers crossed we should be okay. Rather unfortunate, but obviously now we've just got a Metal Energy out the prize cards, which is important for our Mawile. There's Rare Candy. Okay, is he going to retreat? No, he's got a Lilies. Can I have that, please? I'm not seeing a single draw support all game. That's also kind of why I did bench the Snom, because Snom is not really what I want to be seeing at the moment. There's Ultra Ball, so he's probably going to grab himself another Inteleon. So we'll soon see. And yep, he's just grabbed another one. He's going to retreat into the Inteleon. So bring down would have to target one of his own then, wouldn't it? He has to use Water Shot, right? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Well, like I said, hopefully we can use Mawile to carry us to victory here. So I'm going to attach Metal. And I'm going to bring down... Oh, shit. I've just knocked out my own Snom. I didn't realise it would do that. I didn't read the yours or your opponent's part. Oh, no. That is a huge misplay. If I'd have known that, I'd have gone for Water Shot. I didn't realise it could do it to my own. So, hold on. Could it hit itself, then? That's wild. So, we literally just have to hope we top deck an energy. A Metal Energy. Because it's not looking good for us. I mean, there is a world in which this does carry us to victory, but we'd have to go for a sleep. So, yeah, that was a misplay on my part. Mantine. We can't do anything right now. Pass. This is so bad because we can't really afford to be taking hits. We really can't afford to be taking hits. I mean, he can bring down now. Or he could just Water Shot. This feels really bad. This feels really bad. There's Lana's Aid. That doesn't help us, though. I can... Well, in fact, no, I can't retreat. I've got a Water Energy in there, but I can't do anything. I can Lana's Aid, I guess, and just grab back the Inteleon line. But even then, he could just win with Bring Down. So yeah, I can't win from here. That was just really unfortunate, that misplay. If I'd have known it was going to do that, I wouldn't have benched a Snom. We could have probably won this game if we didn't do that. Depends on what we was able to see, but yeah, at the minute, we're not really doing a lot. We didn't put down the Surfing Beach because we don't want to give him a freebie. Okay, that's fine. Drayton, does that help us? I don't think so. I mean, the Lilies is nice, the Frostmoth. I'll just pass. This just feels so bad right now. Because if I was going to say, if he hits us with, you know, Water Shot again. Yeah, and there we go, that's game. That's really unfortunate there. I was really hoping that Mawile would be able to help. But my misplay definitely cost us that game. We would have probably won, well, we could have potentially won if we hadn't done that, but... Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's an unfortunate L, but hey-ho, I'll take it. Let's go to a game 2. And well, I'm definitely not going to make that same mistake again, that's for sure. Welcome back to game 2. That was an unfortunate loss there. I was really hoping to find a Metal Energy, but we just couldn't find it. You know, we probably should be playing a bit more Metal Energy, to be brutally honest, instead of just 4, but... Obviously, as I normally do with this series, I don't change the deck during the games. I just do what I do, you know, if that makes sense. Like, once I've locked in, that's it. So, that's just how I play this. You can obviously play on your own terms how you want to do it, but this is just how I personally prefer it. But yeah, that was a huge misplay, which definitely cost us the game, I think. Okay, we do start them more well with 2 metal energy. That's pretty good. So that's good, you know, that's good. That is really good. Oh, he's got a Kang. Oh no. She's got some inbuilt consistency here. Let's go for a Dust Ball. We can grab ourselves a Snom. So we'll bench a Snom, attach to Mawile, and pass. They've got a Kang. That's really bad, because we're going to have to 3-hit it with Mawile. Because if you don't remember Mawile's huge bite attack, if the opponent's Pokemon has any damage counters on it, its base damage is 30. So we'd have to hit it for 260, hit it twice again, and then that eventually knocks it out. But surely, if you've started Kang, maybe you got to switch? Is what I'm thinking? Because obviously Gobbledyne's not going to do anything because we haven't taken any prize cards. Or is he just using Kang as a big bulky attacker? Lieutenant Surge's Bargain. He's going to give us up prize cards each. I mean, I'd be rude not to take it. Because then we just have to knock out each other's Mega for the win. There's an Ultra Ball. That's good. Yeah, I mean, unless you, like, pulled, you know, some sort of energy acceleration, I technically have the advantage here, right? Well, there's Candy. That's pretty good to see. Let's get rid of you and you. We'll grab ourselves a Sobble. Bench. Attach. I shouldn't be able to do damage. Why is it letting me do damage? I'm not going to do the damage. Oh, wait, no. Because we took a prize card each. Ignore me. That's okay then, because, like I say, if we can get the swing in with Huge Bite, we just go into Inteleon with another Water Energy, and we just knock out the Kangaskhan for game. So I'm happy to do that. But if they're just going to be manually attaching to Kangaskhan, then, you know, I can live with that. But hopefully, we should be fine. Obviously, there's no point me hitting them with Huge Bite here, because of what I just said, you know. And, well, you can't switch your Kanga, you have to manually retreat this. But yeah, we've got off to a really rough start in this series of games, you know. We started the Mawile, which is nice, but, you know, it's not the best, though, I will say. You know, he's got inbuilt draw with his Kangaskhan, which is just a problem in general. But hopefully, once we get a huge bite off, he might just retreat the Kangaskhan, and then we can take advantage of that. So I'm kind of hoping, but, well, I'm not hoping for much, is all I'll say. I've also got to hope he doesn't get double heads. That's another thing I have to hope. There's Buddy Poffin. We've barely seen any Ball Search. We've seen Dust Ball and Ultra Ball, one of which took quite a few resources to get going. He's got a Tyrogue. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, he can't do anything right now. And yeah, that's just a pass. Alright. Well, I'm going to do this, just to thin out. And then I'm going to do this, and we will Huge Bite for 260. I've just got to hope now he doesn't get double heads. Because if he does, that's game. And we could be on for, you know, a loss streak in this series, which we've not done before. We got 3-2 last time. Well, we got 3-2 the first time, and then 4-1 twice in a row. So I've just got to hope now he doesn't get double heads. So I need this Kang to fail. And that's game. We can take game with Gobble Down. That's game. Thank God for that. So we will Gobble Down for 80 damage. Thanks to him offering me a prize card. And that's game. I'll take that win. And Mega got to put in some work. Thank goodness he did not flip double heads. Because that would have been really disappointing. But, you know, you have your Kang. That's nice to have and everything. But it is a 3-prizer at the end of the day. And Morwell can still, you know, just because it says this attack space damage is 30, you did cough up a prize card for me. So that was kind of a misplay on my opponent's part. Let's go to game 3. And welcome back to game 3. We got actually quite lucky in that game because we could have lost that game. I will say, I'm not happy that I got the Inteleon. I don't like the card as it is. You know, I'm not a fan of the card. But, you know, when... You know, it's just not a great card in my opinion. I'd rather have had the Soul Rock, to be brutally honest with you. Okay, we can start the Morwell again, which that's not a problem. So we will do so. But yeah, this has been debatable, to say the least. We can at least use Lana to obviously help set up our board and stuff. So that's at least something, but, you know. It is one of those where, like, you know, this sort of, like, environment for a Mega Pokemon is very dangerous. You need to consider it. A Xerneas. We've got a Psychic deck. Okay, the boss is nice to see. So I will just attach to the Morwell, and I will pass. The reason for the energy switch is because, obviously, if I'm manually attaching across the board, I can at least do something. He's going to Geogate. Switch your deck up to 3 basic Psychic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. So you've got Alakazam, and then you've managed to get a load of different Psychic attackers and stuff. Well, that's not bad. That's actually pretty good for him. So we'll do that. We'll attach to the Morwell. Do I want to Ultra Ball for anything? Not right now. I'll just pass. Finding energy in this deck is definitely something that, you know, is going to be quite tricky. We just need a metal energy and then we can start swinging, which is good. And we can actually start taking some prize cards. I definitely should have put in 5 metal and gone down to 6 water, I think. Because then we're accommodating for the Morwell still. But at the same time, you know, a lot of our water attackers don't have a colorless cost. Morwell at least has 1 colorless as part of its cost of Huge Bite. Grumpig? What does this do? Energize Steps. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 4 cards of your deck and attach any number of basic energy cards you find there to your Pokemon in any way you like. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good. Like, if you're playing a lot of energy, which, I mean, it helps. You know, like, it gives you a lot of options here. Let's see what he does with his top 4. I'm hoping he doesn't get too many energy. He's going to double attach to Kadabra, interestingly enough. I mean, maybe he doesn't fully know what the Alakazam does. He should have gone 1-1, but you can at least Geogate again and get another Pokemon down, which is, you know, that's good for him and everything. So, you know, there is definitely option for him, but yeah, this is definitely a matchup where Morwell is going to be MVP, methinks. He's going to go out retreating the Xerneas. Okay. He's going to give me the Abra. Candy Alakazam? Okay. You've not attached for turn, though. That's really bad, though, that he's just got turn. He's just done that, because we need a Metal Energy top deck, and we need it now, because otherwise we ain't doing squat. We need a metal top deck, and we need it now. That's not a metal top deck. However, no, that's not going to help me. You have a 2 retreat cost. I'm going to boss you. This is not good in the slightest. See, I can retreat the Morwell now. So I think I retreat Morwell here. I go Sobble. Then, because why can't I play this? Because I've got basic energy in the discard pile. I think I just pass here. I don't know why I can't play Lana's, because I've got, is it up to 3 or? Yeah, up to 3, so I should be able to play this. You know, I've got basic energy in the discard pile. I should be able to play it. That's really strange. I'm not sure why I can't play it. Is it some sort of ruling or something? But any up to 3 in any combination of Pokemon that don't have rule box and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. Oh yeah, we play boss. Duh! Ignore me. That's just me being an idiot. That proves I probably shouldn't play whilst I'm sleepy. He's even got the deduction kit to help out the Grumpig. That's pretty bad. Oh boy. I mean, my only other option here, I think, is I should have gone into Snom, because then I can go Frostmoth and just start spreading damage across his board. Mystery Garden. That's not good to see. Yeah, I definitely should have gone into Snom, because then I can go Lana's Aid, Attach Water, Ultra Ball, and then just try and Sleep Lock. And just spread damage across his board. That would have probably been the better choice. And there's a Metal Energy, so he would have had it. That's okay. We can live with it. Just trying to think now. So, Ultra Ball, Energy Switch, and Metal. I think I'll grab Drizzile, because I don't think grabbing Inteleon here is the right choice. But at the same time, it's bulkier, so I will grab the Inteleon. But obviously, I can't use the first attack. I have to use Water Shot. I have to use Water Shot here. Because if I use Bring Down, I knock out my Snom. So, you know, I need to consider that. I definitely got the short straw with this deck, and, you know, that's just the way it is, unfortunately. He's got the Retreat for the Grumpig. That Deduction Kit definitely helped him out, which is kind of a shame. I've just got to hope he doesn't have a boss for my Mawile, because otherwise we will be struggling here. There's an Ultra Ball. All I can do is attach to Mawile and pass. That's all I can do. Oh boy. This is really not good. And obviously his hand size, he could just keep drawing cards and just not doing anything. He could just Powerful Hand for a knockout. His hand size is only just going to get bigger, and he's going to find another Alakazam. So, yeah. Fortunately, it seems that this may be the first time we take a loss over wins record in this series. Kind of a shame, but these things happen, unfortunately. So now he's going to go up to 6 cards in hand. We have to promote the Snom to protect our Mawile. There's Lacey. That's good. That is good. It's really good, in fact. I'll attach to the Mawile. Do I want to bench this Sobble? Think so. I think it's fine to bench a Sobble here and just pass. This is so unfortunate, because like I say, if we knock out the Alakazam, he's just going to come up with another one, and then he'll have even more cards in his hand. So Mawile will just be dead. So there's really not many options for me here, unfortunately. He's even preparing the Jinx to attack, because Jinx can also potentially knock out my Mawile. This is really not good. This is, a matter of fact, quite shocking. And he's even got Alana's Aid to get more Psychic Energy back in his hand. So that means now Alakazam is doing 160 damage. Jeez, yeah, this is pretty much curtains for us here. We've definitely got the short end of the stick with this Inteleon. This card is pretty bad, to say the least. It's the one I wanted to dodge, and unfortunately we got stuck with it. But yeah, we are not doing anything here. He's going to retreat, interestingly enough. I'm not sure why. Why would you retreat? You don't have a threat right now. You know, my Mawile is almost ready to attack, but, you know, he's going to go into the Xerneas. Okay, I'm not really sure what he's playing at here. We'll play the Drayton. We get Ultra Ball and Drizzile. Okay, we could actually use the Frostmoth here. So we'll go Ultra Ball away these two. Oh, my Frostmoth is prized. Oh no. I was really hoping I didn't have my Frostmoth in the product, because we're only playing two. We're playing 2 Snoms and 1 thingamabob. So that is pretty bad. I can hide, I guess. I'm just trying to play to my outs here. Okay, so now we're immune from all damage and effects of attacks. So we are immune to Alakazam with this Snom. So that's bought us a turn, at the very least. But I'm not expecting much, I'll be honest. Because I can use Inteleon to knock out the Grumpig. And then hopefully we get Frostmoth off the prizes. But no, this is really bad. I'm not sure why he came up with the Xerneas. That seems a bit odd, to say the least. Maybe he's trying to, like, bide more time for the Jinx, because the Jinx is quite a priority target right now. And yeah, he's just going to pass. Okay. Well, we might as well bench this Sobble. So I'm going to retreat into the Inteleon. Attach the Inteleon. And I will bring down the Grumpig. And take a prize card. It's literally my only option right now. Yeah, I'm not happy with this build and battle kit, that's for sure. But, well, I don't exactly get to choose, do I? So obviously now we can't use Bring Down. We have to use Water Shot. We can use Water Shot and then we can bring down the Xerneas if he keeps it inactive. So that's something, I guess. But he could also retreat it and come in with a Jinx, but the Jinx won't knock out. So he'd just be giving me a free prize card at that point. So let's see what he does. If he brings up the Jinx, we take a free prize card. Which I'm happy to do so. If he comes up with the Kadabra, then so be it. But if he doesn't find the Alakazam, we should be okay. So, yeah, this is not looking good. He's coming up with a Kadabra. That probably means he has an Alakazam in hand. No! He has Super Psybolt. So we could take a prize card here. That's really good. There's Dustball. Dustball gets us nothing, unfortunately. So, we'll just double attach to the Inteleon. And Water Shot for 110. He's definitely making some really odd plays. But I don't think he realises it. There's Frostmoth. And here comes Alakazam. I know he's got energy in his hand, so I don't need to waste my time with it. Unfortunately, though, it's not looking good. I mean, if we find a water energy, we should be okay, but we need a metal energy so we can take out the Alakazam. But even then, I'm pretty certain this Jinx knocks us out with the Mawile. Okay, that's fine. I can bring up the Snom, because if I can get a Frostmoth off, I will. So let's see. Yeah, I can get a Frostmoth off, that's good. So we will do that. And we will Chilling Wings for 20 damage to all of his Pokemon. And now his Alakazam remains asleep, hopefully. It does. Excellent. That's what I want to see. So now his Alakazam cannot move. That's good for us. We bought ourselves a little bit of time. But not much, to say the least. We can at least use Gobble Down to take out Alakazam if we find a Metal Energy. There's Spoink. So you could potentially get another Grumpig going. Oh, we're playing to our outs here, folks, that's for sure. That is for sure, but this is not looking good, to say the least. Deduction Kit. I'm also running low on cards in deck, so I'm a bit concerned about that. But hopefully his Alakazam remains asleep. Even if it doesn't, I'm going to Chilling Wings again. So we should be fine in that regard. And yep, it remains asleep. Good. That's what I want to see. Alright, let's see what we got off the top. Brock Scouting. That thins the deck. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got 2 metal in there. That's fine. So yeah, Chilling Wings for 20 damage to all the Pokemon. Do you remain asleep? No, you do not. I've got to hope that Brock's Shuffle just bought us a turn. And I can't play that Lilies that we have in the deck, remember? Because if I play the Lilies, I lose. So I just have to promote the Mawile and hope for the best. We need a Metal Energy off the top, please, deck. Come on, there's 2 in there. It's a 1 in 7 chance, or 2 in 7 chance, and that's not it. I can go in with Inteleon. Can he knock this out? Yes, he can. So I have to Water Shot here. I don't think we can win. I think all of our energy's gone. I think, as far as I know, all of our energy's gone. Because we have 7... Yeah, we're out of energy. we no longer can win. So I'm now going to concede, and we'll go to game 4. We're out of energy in deck, so well, we're technically not. We've got 2 metal energy in the actual deck itself, but by the time we draw into those, my opponent would have won. So really unfortunate. That is another loss. So we've got to hope we win the next 2 games. Let's go on to the next one. And welcome back to game 4. That was an unfortunate loss there to the Alakazam deck. That deck is really powerful in this pre-release format, and well, it just proved exactly why. You know, we was able to utilize the boss for a bit of stalling trap, but in the end, it just didn't matter, you know. Like, we had not many options going for us, unfortunately, and that's just the way it is, which, you know, even though we have a Mega Pokemon, we've not been able to use it anywhere near as much as I thought it would, but you know, in the second game where we took our win, you know, we was able to use it, but, you know, it's definitely something where we are struggling in this format at the very least. So I'm going to start the Sommel. And it looks like we're getting some sort of grass deck with the Meganium package. So obviously Meganium is one of the promos. Alright, well... Oh! This is Exeggutor. I know exactly which Exeggutor this is. I played it for a video when it first came out. I played it with Teal Mask and Meganium. I know exactly what archetype this is. Okay, well that's probably going to be pretty tricky for us to deal with then. So, I'm going to bench the Snom. I'm going to go Brock Scouting. We have got the Mawile in there, but I'm probably not going to use it because of the risk of it. I'm going to grab a Sobble, and I think I'll just grab double Sobble, to be brutally honest. I'm not bothered about, you know, the surprise attack doing anything. Rather take out and execute. So I'm just going to do that and pass. I don't really want to use Mega Mawile in this matchup. Now, yes, it does have grass resistance, but that's not the point. And he's just going to go for a Traverse Time. So yeah, this is quite a concern now. I mean, if we top deck Boss, we could go for Boss Bayleaf. And yeah, he's got the Exeggutor that I knew it would be. This is going to be a problem. We might need Mega Mawile after all, but we will see what happens. Let's go for a Drayton. We've got the Inteleon and we've got the Lacey. Good. Good, good, good. Because now we can take out one of these Executes. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So then we will bring down targeting a... Oh yeah, my fucking Snom. I forgot about it again. For God's sake. That's the second time I've done it in this video. Like, oh, this is annoying me now. I mean, I have just opened up Lacey at the very least, but nah. Yeah, I know, mate. Don't worry about it. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, there's a Tangrowth in this set. I don't remember what it does, but I know it's pretty dangerous. Yeah, Pumped Up Whip, that's the one. This thing is quite dangerous. Especially to our, you know, our Mega Pokemon. And he's got a Lacey for 4. Jeez, this guy's popping off. Oh, this is bad. This is really, really, really bad. Like, that misplay again, you know. Oh, this sucks. This really does suck. And he's got a Solar Cutter for 30, make his Pokemon's job a lot easier later. Oh boy. Right, well, we can at least Lacey, so we can do something here. There's Mawile, but I don't think I'm going to end up using it, I'll be brutally honest. So we'll do that. We'll bench the Mawile on the touch. And our Water Shot. That misplay is probably going to cost us in the long run, but hopefully it doesn't. That's so annoying, like, I didn't even think, I forgot that I put down a Snom. It's so awkward, because, like, you don't get a choice. It's yours or your opponent's. It's such specific wording. If it was, like, the lowest HP Pokemon on your opponent's board, it'd be actually decent. But it's not. Obviously, now Stomping Wood is doing, what? 180, I think, with just 2 energy attached. Yeah, 180. Even with Morwile's resistance, we ain't standing a hope in hell against that. Well, that's helpful. So let's go you. And grab ourselves a Drizzile. Because now we can use it to take a prize card on a Shuckle. Attach. Inteleon. Beach. Lily. Okay. Bring down target the Shuckle. Okay. Well, we didn't make that misplay again at the very least. So we do take out the Shuckle, but obviously now we're going to lose our Inteleon. But on the plus side, we do have a metal in hand, so we can use Gobble Down. We've just got to hope he doesn't get too many energy into play. Like, if he starts attaching to this one. And he is, but we should be okay. In fact, no, we probably aren't. Because this is doing... How much damage is this doing? In fact, no, I think we might be okay. It'd be doing 240 minus 30, so yeah, we should be okay here, actually. Even after the misplay. Unless he has a boss, that is. Which he could have pulled a boss. I don't know. He could have pulled a boss. So attached to the Morwile. I'm going to evolve that Inteleon. Just so we have it as a backup. And then we will Gobble Down for 160. Take out the Executor. We could still win this. If he can't get enough energy into play to take out the Morwile, we should be able to win. We should be able to win here. The only way he would be able to do it is if he had like a energy acceleration of some degree. But he's only doing 150 damage. So even with the misplay, I think we've got game. He can't take out this Morwile in one hit. He has to 2-hit it. Lana's Aid, that doesn't help him. I think that's it. I think we have game. There's no world in which he can win this game now. This only does 150 with resistance. And yeah, that's game. We have game with Morwile. I'll take that even after that misplay. That's another win on the table. Yeah, I hate this card. It's so awkward, but thankfully we was able to take that win there. So now we're on a 2-2 win-loss streak. Can we get ourselves to a positive record? Let's find out. Let's go to a Game 5. And welcome back to Game 5. I've really got to redeem myself for this game, because, you know, making that misplay twice, it's embarrassing, but, you know, these things happen, you know. Everyone makes mistakes at the end of the day. But, yeah, this definitely sucks, to say the least. I don't like this card. You know, I could have just gone, oh, I got the Inteleon deck, I'll just concede all 5 games and then do it again, you know. But that's not honesty, you know, I'm not being honest that way. It looks like we've got another Meganium Showdown, so that's fine. But, you know, I could have done that. I could have just gone in, conceded all 5 games, and then done a fresh opening and gone, yeah, this is my first time playing. But no, I'm not going to do that, because that's dishonest, and I don't do that. So, you know. I mean, we do have a pretty decent start, you know. We have Metal Energy, you know, we've got the ability to get Morwile if we have it in deck. So, you know, this isn't looking too bad, but I would like a little bit more Ball Search in this hand. Because an Ultra Ball is pretty costly for the archetype. It's got a Delmise. If you have a Stadium in play, there's 50 more. Okay, that's not too bad. I think I'm just inclined to, like, not Bomb Rush into Morwile. I think I actually bench Snom. But do I have, before I do that, do I have the Frostmoth? Because if I don't, I won't do it, and I do. I've got the Morwile in there as well. And we've got another 2 Metal Energies in there, so we can actually do what we want. So I think what I'll do is I'll grab a Frostmoth now. I'll bench the Storm, attach Metal, and pass. I think this is my play, because, like I say, I can start trapping this, albeit, you know, it won't do too much for me, because, you know, he can just, you know, he can do stuff about it, but, you know, I can at least get a Sleep Lock going, He's just going to raise a leaf for 20. I know exactly why he's doing that. But, yeah. I think that's probably my best option. So let's go into the Snom, evolve to Frostmoth, attach, and Chilling Wings. He did play a supporter card, so I'm inclined to believe he does have a Bayleaf in that hand. He stays asleep. I really need rare candy right now. That's what I would love to have right now, but I'm probably not going to find it. You know, we didn't get much in the way of draw support. Like, yeah, the Liz is okay, the Lacey's nice, but, you know, he can obviously evolve this to Bayleaf and obviously cure the sleep, which would be annoying. And obviously, I think its attack does like I think its attack like I think it's called push down or something like that, and it makes me retreat, which would be annoying. But hopefully, we can take advantage of it. Okay, there's the Executor. Does he not have a Bayleaf? Lilies. Okay, he might be able to find a Bayleaf. Depends on how thick the line is. I don't actually know. Another Execute. That's fine. There's Executor. That is also fine. Do you have a Bayleaf? That's another Executor. Still not a Bayleaf. So that's good. I'm hoping he doesn't have a Bayleaf, and he doesn't. Good. And he stays asleep, so that's good. That's really good for me. So I'm going to touch here. I'm going to Chilling Wings. Just spread some damage across his board, and hopefully we can take advantage of that. And he stays asleep. Excellent. That's what I like to see. We are in dire need of a draw supporter. Because obviously, if I do Chilling Wings 2 more times, this Chikorita goes down. He's attaching a third energy. I don't think he understands how it works. And Tails, he stays asleep. Good. That's what I like to see. Okay, Lacey, that's really good to see. It's only 4 cards, but it's better than nothing. I can bench the Mantine. Chilling Wings for 20 across the board. I'm not expecting him to stay asleep, but apparently he's going to stay asleep. That's really good for me, I can keep this up. If you can find a Bayleaf, though, he will be able to get out of this trap. But still, I can live with that. Especially at this point. But obviously now we can go for something like Drayton. We can potentially find Surfing Beach plus Inteleon. And we can go into Sobble and just start sniping his boys. Again, I don't think my opponent understands how sleep works. All these energies are just a waste. And he does wake up, but obviously we will be able to take it out with Chilling Wings. Okay. I'm going to do that instead, because then I can play Lilies instead of Drayton. So that's fine. There's more While. I can definitely... In fact, no. I don't know if I had 4th Metal in deck. I can check, but it feels ugly playing an Ultra Ball just to do that. So no. I'm going to... Yeah. I'm going to just Chilling Wings and knock this out. Yeah, he's not happy with me, it seems, but, well, it's clearly on my side after today, and I'm glad, because we've had a pretty eventful few games with this. And, well, he's emoting, but I don't really care. I'll just turn off emotes if you keep spamming, but still, we might be able to get to a positive record, which is good. For some reason, he's bringing up the Chikorita to do 20 damage. Not really sure what his plan is there, but we are getting some serious spread damage on his board. So, I'm going to Ultra Ball away these two, and I'm going to check the deck for another Metal Energy, because we do have it, okay. That then gives me incentive to grab this. And that's fine then, because then I can bench this, I can attach this, and I can Chilling Wings, spread 20 more damage, and take out his only Chikorita. At this rate, we'll win with Frostmoth spread, which I'm happy for. We're in a really good position here. And obviously we're threatening Mega Mawile as well, so we might be able to claw back to a 3-2 record, which I'd be very happy to have, that's for sure. Obviously, guard press will stop the effect of Chilling Wings, but not on the bench. So we'll take a prize on this Delmise next. So yeah, he's going to go for guard press, it looks like. And yep, there's the guard press. So we won't do 20 damage to this, but we will do 20 to the rest. Which is good for me. And there's a Lilies. I'm going to bench this. I'm going to attach this. And I will play said Lilies. And there's the metal. Good. Chilling Wings. So now, unless he somehow pulls a hand disruption out, he ain't doing squat. And also he needs to wake up. That's another thing entirely. Come on. Ah, that's unfortunate, but you know what? I'll take it, because now we have Game with Mega Morwile. I'm so glad we managed to pull this back with my one Frostmoth. I'm so glad, but yeah, this has been pretty rough, you know, like, I just don't like this card. And yeah, he's going to go in with that. That's fine, because I have Surfing Beach in hand, my friend. So I can go Surfing Beach into the Inteleon, attached to Morwile, because I'm going to BM a little bit. And gobble down 210 for game. Might as well do it with a Morwile. And that's game. I'll take it. We really deserved that win after the... not only the misplays, but also facing Alakazam, which is just really tough for pretty much any deck that isn't Alakazam in this pre-release. But I'll take it. You know what? I think we've earned that. That was a well-earned win. But boy, that was tough. But we ended on a positive record at the very least, which I'm happy with. Well, we won't get as many rewards as we normally do, but that's fine. Let's collect our rewards and let's start opening them up. Obviously, we do get rewards still for losing. It's just, you know, we don't get as much as we normally would. I would have liked to have used the Gardevoir line. That would have been pretty funny. As, like, you know, just fire a load of Psychic Energy onto the board and have, like, a few water just to help offset that. But we didn't pull a roll, so otherwise I'd have probably done that. Obviously, we will skip ahead to the end with this, because obviously we want to open our packs. But yeah, you know what? I'll take a 3-2 record with this card. And I think I've earned it. That's all I'll say. Nearly there now. We're through the trainers. There's the energies, and here's our packs. Obviously, we only get 3, but that's completely fine. So let's see what we get. Because remember, some of this stuff that we get out of here could have been in our packs. Nothing good so far. Another boss, that would have been nice. Latios, not useful at all. There's a Pyroar there, not really useful. Abra and Dialga, not particularly useful. Ice Cube, Snom. Another Snom would have been alright. We could have potentially gone for a more heavier Snom package. Inteleon, again, we could have gone for a thicker Inteleon package. So that's fine. Raiku's useless. I don't think there's anything here that we would have, like, really wanted. Mega Signal. We had Switch as well. Switch would have been useful. And Kyogre could have been useful, especially in the game where we ran out of energy. This could have been a useful attacker. We could have had an energy sat on this, do 120, and then shuffle the energies back into the deck. So, Kyogre would have been pretty useful. But you know what? We'll collect our rewards, and we'll head back to the homepage, because, well, that's that. That's the end of the build and battle for us. So, what did I think? Well, I officially hate Inteleon. That's one of the worst cards I've ever used in my life. The fact that it lets you knock out your own Pokemon is kind of dumb. Like, if it was just, you know, knock out the lowest HP Pokemon on your opponent's board, that's fine, you know, that would be pretty useful. But the fact that it can target your own is really annoying, and if you forget about, you know, like Snom or anything like that, it really bites you in the backside, and there's not much you can really do about it. But you know what? We turned what looked like a terrible loss record into a winning overall record with a 3-2 win record. I'll take it, you know. The Morwile definitely helped. It was a really good thing that we had the Morwile. Otherwise, I think we'd have probably lost all 5 games here today with this Inteleon, even without misplays. You know, the Morwile did definitely do quite a lot of work, and I really think it was important to have the Morwile in the deck list. So I'm really glad we did. And other than the Morwile, we didn't really get anything, you know, like the Morwile was really useful and I'm glad that we did have it, but obviously we do need to consider that I think a 5th Metal Energy would have probably helped us out a little bit more. But other than that, really, I think we did alright given the circumstances and, you know, my 2 major misplays with the Inteleon's bring down. But anyway, I'm going to leave it to it for today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing today's episode on the Build and Battle Mega Evolution. And, well, I'm glad we actually got to pull an EX we could actually use. So that felt good for once. But even doing that, we probably would have struggled without it. So pretty happy we did pull a Mega Morwile. Anywho, I'm going to leave it to it for today. And I'll see you next time.